Right, hey guys, hope you're doing well. A little bit different of a video that I usually do, but there's a reason behind this. In my last video, I talked about kind of how I'm making my plan tailored specifically towards my needs, and what I'm hoping I'm going to share with you today is why I'm doing that and why it's tailored towards me as well. So, for anyone who doesn't know who I am, my name is Ben. I am a runner who uses epigenetics. That just means how your genes express in different environments to help optimize myself to help to improve performance. So it's health first, performance second. And I find if people look after themselves, they tend to have more longevity and better results, especially later on in life. And that's what I'm after. So I'm a huge fan of low heart rate running and stress management as well. And that all gets put into this program. And I'll explain more what you can see just here. So I've been running for around 2 years, I would say around 2.5 years. And during that time, I've been able to drop times from a half marathon from around 1 hour 35 to 1 hour 26. And the aim for me is to try and get it under 125 to 120 for my next half marathon, which is 9 weeks away. So currently in a training plan towards that. And this is what I'm going to show you what I'm doing here right now. So as you can see here, everything is tailored towards what I've been using from my experience as a personal trainer and as a epigenetics coach as well, which is just allowing me to know what I need to be doing and why I need to be doing it to help improve my performance and health. So whenever I come to writing a plan, the first thing that I look to do is put as many active recovery days in as possible, because that's where the magic happens. You do not get stronger when you're training. If anything, you're breaking your body down. It's when you're resting and healing where the body's able to adapt and improve. So if we don't rest enough, we turn into something called catabolic, which just means we break the body down. And that's just going to allow us to get sick, decrease performance, or get injured. So having as many active recovery days as possible is great. And you can see I'm not doing complete rest days, because studies have shown that actually doing a little bit of exercise, even if that's walking or some stretching, is going to help aid recovery as well. So that's what I look to do on 3 days of the week. And one is on Monday, the other is Thursday, and the other is Saturday. And the reason why I do that is if you look at the days before my active recovery days, there's usually a high intensity session, or when it comes to the long run, I tend to do an active recovery day the day before. So active recovery day is done. Then from here on a Tuesday and Friday, I do math running. So I'm a huge fan of Mathatone, just because it is great and it is such a good tool to use for especially beginning runners. If you're more advanced, then even then it's going to help improve your running. But I find for beginners, it gives you kind of the structure that you need to help optimize yourself, and it's going to decrease the amount of stress, but build that aerobic base. So it's going to get you to burn more fat fuel, and it's not going to put too much stress on the body. So you can train more days back to back and know that your body is not going to feel like it's breaking down all the time. If anything, it's going to be improving. So math days, so I'll have a heart rate monitor on. So I use a heart rate strap, and I'll have a Garmin, and I will run, and my math heart rate is 144 beats per minute. If it goes above that, I start walking. And that's what I'll do for a set amount of time on those days. And on those days, I do look to do some drills, so some running drills to help improve the efficiency of my running. I also run on hills as well, because that helps to build a bit more strength on trails, just because it's really good for stress levels, and it's just great to get out in nature. So many benefits behind it, and it's going to help to make me a stronger runner. So I'll do them twice a week. And then on a Wednesday and a Sunday, I do my high intensity sessions. Now, this is only when I'm doing a lead up to a race. I will not be doing this when I'm not racing. All I do is look to build a better base, which means I run more of math and active recovery days. There's no high intensity sessions. I might occasionally put strides at the end of a workout just to kind of get the legs ticking over, but realistically it is running at a lower heart rate, so I feel more refreshed, and I can continue looking to improve consistency, which is going to help improve performance later on. So when I look at the high intensity sessions, I will look to try and do things like hill sprints, or I will look to do tempos. It might just be short sprinting, fartlek training, and then I'll do some high intensity work with my long run, which is on a Sunday. And that's the most important run, truth be told. So you can see straight after that, I've got an active recovery day just to allow my body to heal. When it comes to me and my running, I do not like to use Ks to measure how much work I've done. I like to use time. I think time is a better tool to use, especially because if you're running a hard race or a hard session, and you've got a recovery run the following day, and you've aimed to do 10 Ks, the likelihood is you'll start pushing the speed a little bit because you might feel all right. But truth be told is, if you're running a little bit too fast, you're going to actually prolong your recovery, which means it's going to decrease performance, and it's an unnecessary stress. And I've found more people get injured through this practice than when I look at time. So when I'm running for time, I do not care how fast or slow I'm going. If it's a recovery run and I've got the heart rate monitor on, if the alarm goes off and says I need to slow down, straight away, I know I need to start walking. It's as simple as that. It takes the guesswork away. So that's why I like to use time and I don't use kilometers. And I would highly suggest more people start looking at that practice. When it comes to my training in the afternoon, so I split my training up, and this is based on my genetic profile. So I am known as an ectomorph. If you don't know what that is someone who's quite lean, long-limbed, and is better suited for endurance sports. So if you look at any top runners, they are all ectomorphs, quite small, slight, but have the ability to run very well for a long period of time. So what the studies have shown and what my profile shows to me is that I'm better to do endurance work first thing in the morning, which is perfect because all the races are first thing in the morning, and I tend to feel like I've got more energy naturally to go for a run. In the afternoon, my body is warmer, so that's better to do the strength work. And when I do strength work, I combine strength and flexibility together, so that's known as mobility. And I only do about 20 to 30 minutes every day. However, I will do a morning movement sequence before I run. So I'll do some movements and I'll do some activation exercise before I run. Then from there, I'll do some mobility work later on in the afternoon, and then I stretch in the evening. I do not stretch straight after a run because if anything, you're going to increase the likelihood of injuring yourself. So if you're going to look to do stretches, do them later on in the day. You're probably better off going for a walk. A lot of runners are actively inactive, and that just means they run and do nothing. If you're wanting to improve performance and improve your health, change that. So look to try and include something in, and 20 minutes to 30 minutes every day is something that is realistic within my lifestyle. So when it comes to mobility, it's full body as well. So I'm looking to improve the length of my spine. I'm trying and improve the length and the strength of my hamstrings and my calves. When we are running, our bodies get really tight very easy. So what mobility work is doing, it's helping to lengthen their muscles out, which means they get stronger, which allows us to add more load onto the body. So that's why I look to do mobility work. And you can use weights or it can be body weight. So you can do this pretty much anywhere. And you can see there on my active recovery day, if you look at my rules, is active recovery is spine work and walking. And that can be cross-training as well. But in particular, the spine work is vital for an ectomorph. If you are this body type, your spine is naturally tighter. And if your spine is tight, that's going to affect your hamstrings, your calves, your glutes, even the bottom of your feet. So making sure your spine is as loose as possible is going to help to optimize performance. So this is what I mean. This is very specific towards a certain body type. So I'll do that 3 times a week. And it's not long. It's only 10, 15 minutes routines, but it's also going to allow me to focus on my breathing, which is going to help to decrease stress levels. And it's going to help me feel more rejuvenated. Also walking, just doing light movement, is going to help strengthen tendons and ligaments. It's also going to help flush out the lactic acid from the training from the day before. And it's going to help the speed of recovery. And when I train, I look to do progressive overload as well. And that just means that I have 3 weeks where I build intensity. And that just means I build the amount of time that I'm running. So I'll add on either 30 minutes each week or 45 to an hour. And then on that on the 4th week, I regress it. So I'll have more of a rest week where I'll just do low heart rate running for that full week. And that's just so my body can absorb the training that I've been doing to allow me to get stronger. So 3 weeks building, 1 week to recover, then get back into it. And there's 3 cycles within this plan that I'm doing right now. And my areas of focus are sleep, making sure I'm getting around 7.5 to 8.5 hours, especially on them big weeks of training. I'm looking to train around 12 hours a week. So I'm really trying to push it for me because I'm not used to running that long. So this is a new kind of, I guess, a new challenge for me. So making sure that I'm sleeping is the key when it comes to helping to speed up recovery. Nutrition as well, making sure I'm tracking kind of my calories every once in a while to make sure I'm eating enough. A lot of runners undereat. And if you're undereating, that means you're going to slow down your body's ability to recover. And don't eat enough protein. If you're not eating enough protein, your muscles aren't going to resynthesize and get stronger. So they're 2 things that I look at. Stress levels. So I monitor my stress I meditate. I try to meditate on a daily basis. Doesn't always happen, but some sort of meditation helps to decrease stress. If you do have access to using a sauna or getting a massage, they're also great things that you can use to help reduce stress levels. But I also measure my HRV, so that's just basically your heart rate variability. So I've got a Whoop, and I'll check that every morning with my resting heart rate. And if that's going up, then I know that my body is definitely working hard and it needs a little bit longer to recover. So I may change the session based on what is planned on that day, depending on what's happening with my heart rate. And then on top of that, I stay on top of my hydration. So I'm a huge fan. I drink about 4 to 6 liters a day. So this is a liter here, and it's got some electrolytes right now. And I'll drink a lot depending on how hot it is and what my training is planned for that day. So for a long run, I will drink more. So by doing that, I'm helping to replenish the electrolytes that I'm losing, which is also going to help to improve my recovery. And it's also going to allow me to feel more energized and flush out toxins. So you can see my main focus on this plan is all about recovering. If I can recover well, then I know I will be optimal when it comes to race time, and I will feel more energized during my training cycle. If one of these things get knocked out of whack, I'm increasing the likelihood of underperformance, which I do not want. As I say, as I'm progressing with my training, I will look to run 2 runs in 1 day later on in the training program, but I'm only 3 weeks into this now, so this is kind of what I'm doing right now. But double runs will come in, and that is just so I can build more time on my legs, which is going to make me a stronger runner. But I always look to try and follow these principles whenever I give a program for myself or for clients. And I think that's it. So if you like the video, let me know. Click the like button, send some comments through. I'm more than happy to respond. If you want to know more about the epigenetics thing, because I think personally it's a game changer for any runner. Knowing how your body works and knowing your blueprint is the key between, getting a PB or getting injured. So I'm a huge fan of that. So if you are wanting to know more information, please reach out to me. My email's in the description below. But apart from that, I think that's it. So guys, look after yourselves. If you have anything or any videos you want me to focus on when it comes to nutrition or strength, let me know. I will hit them areas. Otherwise, my next video will be some sort of mobility session to show you what I do when I'm training. So until then, take care, look after yourselves, and I'll see you again very soon.